As we have CAS Mercy Mwangangi, who's going to be speaking about the first batch of Johnson & Johnson vaccine arriving at the airport. Let's take a look.
We have a good proportion of Kenyans vaccinated. We are delighted that part of the production of these vaccines that we've received today took place in the African continent as part of the Aspen factory in South Africa. Kenya, through the Multi-Agency on Human Vaccines Manufacturing Committee, is in discussion with Aspen for technical collaboration. And this is with the view of setting up a roadmap towards ensuring that we actually have local manufacturing of vaccines in Kenya. Johnson & Johnson vaccine, the one that we're receiving today, is a single-shot vaccine that is easily stored between 2 to 8 degrees centigrade during administration, and can also be frozen at -20 degrees to ensure that there's lengthening of the shelf life. This vaccine therefore requires less logistics and operational costs. It is expected to be of great utility, particularly when it comes to reaching the primary healthcare level of our health system, where uptake of vaccine continues to be low. The single-dose administration will ensure that these populations will be fully vaccinated quickly, and we need to take into account, amongst many other variables, the mobile nature of different populations to ensure that they are able to be covered as we fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. The Ministry of Health will therefore prioritize the distribution of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine towards the primary healthcare level. Ladies and gentlemen, on the overall vaccination program, I'm happy to report that we are making good progress. And so far, we've administered 2.8 million doses. Now, in terms of those who've received fully vaccinated covered, we have 810 Kenyans. With the increase in the supply of vaccines, with the increase in the supply of vaccines, as we have previously reported, we are increasing the number of vaccination posts to 3,000 by the end of December. And we shall continue to carry out targeted approaches as well as having a hybrid approach when it comes to the outreach services. However, it is important that we emphasize on two key areas in terms of strengthening our vaccination program and ensuring the participation of every individual in the country. When we look at our most priority group, those who are elderly, those who are above 58 years of age, we take note that those who have received the first dose stand at 240,000, that's 57% of them. And only this proportion has been able to take a first and second dose. So it means those populations over 58 who we've prioritized as a key priority group within the country need to come forward and ensure that they get both their first and second dose to ensure that they're protected as we continue navigating this COVID-19 pandemic. Overall, only 9.3% of our estimated 2.6 million persons above 58 years of age have been fully vaccinated. And we would like to continue to appeal to this population group who, and we continue to remind you, are at most at risk of severe disease to come forward and take advantage of the vaccination program and now the increased availability of vaccines that we have. I would like to also urge those who've already received their first dose of AstraZeneca to ensure that they go ahead and get their second dose. We now have enough stocks within the country, and so there should be no hesitancy when it comes to coming to get your second dose of AstraZeneca. Finally, let me remind Kenyans that all vaccines which we are deploying are safe, they are equally effective, and that we should all come forward and get vaccinated with whichever vaccine is available. And it's important we emphasize this. No vaccine is superior compared to another. All the vaccines that we have in the country now, Moderna, AstraZeneca, and Johnson & Johnson, have the ability to prevent you from ending up in an ICU bed. So come forward and receive your vaccine. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the partners who've made this possible. I'd like to thank Africa CDC, the AVAT team, for making this possible, as well as our partners, WHO, UNICEF, UNECA, Johnson & Johnson, who continue to work with us as we fight the COVID-19 pandemic. I'd also like to extend our appreciation to our healthcare workers who steadily and robustly are running the vaccination program and are continuing to do a good job in that regard. It's important to remember that one of the key weapons we have against the fight of COVID-19 is the vaccine. And in the coming weeks, we've been repeating in every briefing that we've met you, we have enough doses available, so come forward and get your vaccine. Again, to remind you, the COVID-19 restrictions, adherence measures continue to be very important. It continues to be important for you to mask. It's important for you to continue washing your hands. It's important for you to continue social distancing. Like I said, today we are very excited because this batch is a batch that has been made possible by the Kenyan government. And I'd like to ask some of the partners who've collaborated with us to come and say just a quick word, 2 minutes. I'll start with Tito from Avat. Karibu, Tito.
All right, of course, that is CAS Dr. Mercy Mwangangi talking about the first consignment of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine here at JKIA, urging Kenyans, of course, to make sure that they show up in large numbers to be vaccinated. Remember, it's very important that you get vaccinated to continue the fight against COVID-19. Now, moving on to other news, where the